Hi everyone, my name is Claire.
And I'm John.
And today we're talking about an article called Improving on Inequality. Obviously, inequality is a topic that people discuss quite regularly, whether it be inequality with able-bodiedness or gender or wealth or racial issues, all kinds of things. Do you think of your country as a wealthy country?
I would technically, I guess, I don't want to say technically. In general, I would think of America as a wealthy country. When it comes to the income versus debt ratio, I'm not sure if it's, the greatest in America. However, it seems like at the level which the superpowers of the world work at, debt levels don't seem to matter a huge ton when it comes to the view and actions that they do as a wealthy country.
Yeah.
So yes, I would in general consider America a wealthy country.
Yeah, I suppose what we're talking about here is not actual wealth, it's about perception of wealth. So I think in general people perceive the UK as a wealthy country. In actual fact, I think we are a former wealthy country. But again, I think the perception is, even by British people, is that we are a wealthy country.
And I guess it depends on how you compare, because if you compare with the poorer of countries out there, of course it's wealthy. But if you look at numbers, it breaks down. But yeah, numbers and actual, what you see on TV is going to be way different. We can get Twinkies. We can get sausage rolls, which I want to try so bad.
Sausage rolls? You've never tried a sausage roll?
I've never tried a sausage roll.
Well, America can't be a wealthy country if you don't have sausage rolls. I mean, that's obviously the bar for wealthy countries.
So if your country doesn't have sausage rolls, poor.
What are signs of inequality that you see around you?
Of course, we both live in Korea, so we could talk about that. But I feel like in the spirit of this article, we should talk about our own countries. Obvious signs of inequality in America are probably number one, it's going to be gender and race. That's going to be way up there. Of course, there's going to be social inequalities that come from wealth gaps and stuff like that. But I think some of the bigger issues these days are definitely gender and race. And the right to choose what you do with your own body apparently is now up in the air again. So that's there. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of obvious inequalities out there in the US.
Yeah. I'd say for me, the thing that's really sort of screaming inequality is in the UK is the decline of the middle class. It seems, again, this is just about perception. It seems to be emphasizing the wealth difference between rich and poor. Again, I don't know if the wealthy are getting wealthier and the poor are getting poorer. But because that sort of middle ground is struggling and is sort of falling apart, it seems like there's a greater wealth inequality I'm not looking at numbers, I'm talking about just general perception.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about a moral inequality at first, but I'm sure the middle class is highly moral still.
Debatable, but that's a different issue. Let's jump into this article, which is concerning a type of inequality in Korea. And then we'll come back and discuss it.
Improving on Inequality. International charity group Oxfam has reported that South Korea has shown significant improvement in reducing economic inequality during the recent pandemic. However, the nation still places relatively low overall, coming in at 24th place out of 161 countries surveyed. Critics also point out that despite improving by Oxfam's criteria, the gap between the richest 10% and the poorest 10% has actually continued to widen during recent years.